got it. Make sure I got it over here also. Got it and got it. All righty, y'all. Peaceful greetings, Islam, Islam, Islam. I am Brother Hasan Ghaziel Bey here in Morocco at Northwest of Mexham. How are you? Happy holy / Venus degree. Happy holy space / Venus degree. Happy holy day to those that identify it as happy holy day. For those of us that, as Brother Taj has said before in so many lectures, I just don't, read the word or look directly at the word. I go through the word and then go behind the word and come around the word so I can fully comprehend what's being said. So at the end of the day, that's what, we do. You know what I mean? Seven Hill Star astrology firm. That's what we do. I know you guys like, where's everyone at? Well, actually, if you're not like that, I'm just getting started because I'm just getting in the flow of things or whatever. We've been like having a busy morning. I'm pretty sure all the bros. However, everyone will be showing up, how we show up. This is Impromptu Improv on Friday. This is just where we kind of lay our hair out. Even though we're going to go through a little AstroCivics while at about 3:40, at about 15:40, that is 3:40 post-meridian Eastern, we are expecting, again, for our third time, if I'm not mistaken. Is this the third time? Or is this yes, this is, hold on, let me think 1 second. Yes, this is the third and final time. Yeah, well, not final, but this is the third time for having Senior Jackson Bey. He's going to be discussing his culturally responsive teaching curriculum, so to speak. Right? He's going to speak on the culturally responsive curriculum. I trust I'm not butchering up that title, as he has stated in previous Impromptu Improvs. Alrighty, so this is the third one. Alrighty, so. With that being said, let's actually look into some things astrocivically, so to speak. Actually, let me claim host back over here, actually. 2 seconds. Let me actually reclaim the hostess with the mostest. And make it so multiple participants can share here. All right. Let's get it going on over here. All righty, and sharing the screen. I have an astro clock going on here for the transits near the Baltimore Corporation. All right, served, right? Let's get that out of there. All right, for Friday, March. All righty, Friday, 25th March, 2022. The sun is clearly at 5 degrees Leo, 7 minutes exalted. However, it's in the 8th house here, right? Looky, Astro Cookie. Looks like we're taking the children to a home away from home. Maybe some vacationing is like being thought of. Maybe some type of road trip of some sort. Leo on the rise there at 18 degrees pertaining to the back. I think it's 19 degrees when we're talking about the back, right? 18 degrees Leo, 24 minutes there, right? So with that being said, now we're getting close to 19 degrees Leo, which deals with the back, right? Or 18 degrees, the back, 19 is explosives, one or the other there. Could actually double check. Grab my book here. Encyclopedia of Astrology by Nicholas DeBoer, just to double check that when it comes to the Leoski, right? So yeah. All righty, it's 18 degrees, 18 to 22 degrees is medical ability, and 19 degrees is the back. So look at that, medical ability, right? And I enjoy medical astrology, honestly. I think in the Vedic, it's termed Ayurveda for medical astrology, right? And Jyotisha, or Jaimini, if you check out that also when you're going to do your diverse astrological studies, all right? So with that being said, and you just may choose, one so-called branch or whatever. So that'll be your choice. Medical ability, interesting. The sun is ruling over the degrees pertaining to medical ability, 18 to 22 degrees, and 19 degrees is the back. So very chiropractic, so to speak, where the ascendant is, and the sun being the creative energy, all righty, that central energy, that centered energy, that heart-like energy. Being there in a very active forefront pertaining to the mind, very goring it is, because Rams gore, G-O-R-E is another way of saying headbutting. So we're creatively spearheading, so to speak, alrighty, a way to, be allowing ourselves to kind of vacate, have that home away from home. That home away from home is, you know, fifth house naturally deals with the sun. And look at that when I'm saying home away from home, right? Look how the moon is in the fifth house, right? Very interesting, right? Dealing with home, all righty. Home essentials, creatively dealing with our home essentials. So that's why I say it's like some kind of vacation or trip. Maybe, somebody decided, hey, let's take a ride and go, 45 minutes to that lake we like to go. Because 5, if we do from a derived house kind of mindset, 1, 2, 3, 4, 8th house is 4th to 5th. All right. So with that being said, this is the home away from, the sun's home, because the sun is usually home naturally in Leo and the 5th house, correct? So if we look at it from those terms, so to speak, and just kind of looking at even where the sun is, right? And very interestingly, you see the moon actually coming off of us, a final square with the sun, okay, when it was actually at 5 degrees or so, or 4 degrees actually when it was square. Maybe even 5. So let's see, we go back 7 degrees, 14 hours ago. So yeah, we can say that about 14 hours ago, maybe at the end of 4 degrees. All right, we can see that there though, that Luna is having its final square to the sun. This is a closing square, right? 3rd quarter moon closing up. All right, so the moon's decreasing in light there, approaching the new moon, where it will happen there. Solar eclipse taking place on the 30th April. If I'm not mistaken, right? Oh, pardon me. Got a little ways to go before that, actually. I'm sitting here thinking about when we did that live, and I was talking and we were speaking about, when I had actually mentioned the 30th April pertaining to the solar eclipse. So actually, we're still a month ahead of that, actually. So, and 5 more days technically till about new moon action takes place. So with that being said, guys, what I really just see is just like, hey, where are we traveling? Are we there yet? Kind of energy, right? You got the children, you guys are really taking your chance to just, maybe the head pertaining to the family, maybe mother or father, so to speak, just decided, made that decision. Hey, let's kind of take that travel, go to that other spot that we enjoy. Let's take our family there. Let's take our loved ones there. So, just kind of just looking at that, I think that's pretty interesting. And then you look at Jupiter actually controlling that. Jupiter's there with its co-ruler, its contemporary co-ruler, Neptune. So Jupiter's in Pisces, right? Closing on now. I see the 8th house is getting closer to Jupiter. So soon Jupiter will be hitting the 7th house as this actually slowly but surely progresses through the sign Pisces. So with that being said, Jupiter actually being, in the sign that it's dominant in with its co-ruler, we find ourselves really expansively instituting the ways that, we really allow ourselves to have our central communications, that inner child communication with ourselves. And we're really allowing ourselves to be able to maybe even have some heart to hearts with our children. Alrighty, for those that will think that mothers are the only ones that have children, actually, because males have no wombs. However, with that being said, I know that actually pisses a lot of people off, especially the simps. That really pisses them off. However, it's okay. You can control your symptoms, fight your temptations. Alrighty, don't get yourself in a situation. Alrighty, so that's how that goes. So anyhowser, we're allowing ourselves, right, to really expand how we're going to, just see the things that we can learn from one another. I mean, learning from one another is another way of inheriting things from one another. And I jokingly also always say that the 8th house is like the OPP house. You're down with OPP, yeah, you know me, kind of house. You know what I'm saying? Like, seriously. Because it's dealing with other people's property, joint ventures, shared finances at times. Because really, when the 7th house is the house pertaining to others, relating, the relationship, expansion through contract, right? Like contracts, like the opposite of contracting is expanding, right? So some people may merge here, and in that merge, the financial area or the values to that merger is the 8th house. So this would be the, joint energy taking place there. So with that being said, listen, pardon me, guys. See this impromptu improv. I don't mind it. I'm actually reading a text by Senior Jackson Bey. So, all right, that's cool. All right, cool. All right, no worries. Senior Jackson Bey actually is saying that, see, that's fine, though. That's good for the impromptu improv. Senior Jackson Bey said he actually has to reschedule, right? Because of a few things that came up. Some students. Wow. All right, I won't even say that across the air. I mean, I won't say that live across the air. I won't even say that live, actually. Senior Jackson Bey, but that's fine. Senior Jackson Bey said he can come back next cycle. So look, we can be really impromptu with this. This would be really, really cool, right? Let me actually see how we can get this going, actually. I want to know if, while I'm doing that, because that's very interesting, right? And it's funny because what Senior Jackson Bey just texted me, though, honestly, it really goes with what I'm actually seeing here. So what he texted me, I can't wait to send him that actual, I'm going to show him that part, right? That part of the video of this live. And like, bro, you hear the bell going off when you're texting me, right? What you're telling me, you hear what I'm giving testimony about, and you see what you text me. Like, that is amazing, right? So, all right. So technically, Senior Jackson Bey still showed up in spirit or whatever. He's sending communication there, but this is fine. Impromptu improv, guys. I'm like really ready to take on the next thing here, because I actually had some things in my mind also, and we'll change the title in post-production anyway. All right, and just do the culturally responsive teaching next cycle or whatever. However, what I could also see, what would be kind of fun to kind of do would be to, let's see, let me send my peaceful greetings here to you all. And then I'm going to see if someone who I was conversing with not too long ago, I'm going to see if we can get him to come on. And that would be pretty cool, right? I think that would be really, really awesome, right? Brother Sean, peace and greetings to you, beloved brother. I don't know if you know, but we're live already. So I'm what I'm doing here though is let me see something real quick. Let's see if we can get this beloved son in whom we're well pleased on here. Let's see. Let's see how that goes. All right. Let me see 1 second. Go right here real quick. Let's grab this link. Very interesting too. Like, hey, Brother Sean, I was going in like on like children and things like that, as far as like maybe people are thinking like, oh, let's just take the child here, like this kind of home away from home type, energy. Interestingly, the sun being 8th from the sign that rules, actually, however, Jupiter ruling that house. So just interestingly looking at, this institutional expansion, all right? And then like what Senior Jackson Bey texts me, man, it's like, man, like I'll share with, with the bros, because, he's communicating to, us overall. But this is what he's saying as far as what's happening. And I was like, wow, man. And that's exactly what I was just kind of saying. But it's that energy, but it's twisted a little bit. It's kind of like Inside Out. Oh, so it's really, man, it is actually pretty cool, you know. But we'll see how this goes, man. Right? This is like how impromptu improv, you know, goes, man, because you just never know. You know, we like, hey, man, can you do X, Y, and Z? If not, that's cool or whatever. But Senor Jackson Bey has come through already twice in a row, and he's been coming through for 4 years to you guys via Astrology Street. So with that being archived, let me actually make sure I spotlight you to Brother Sean. Oh, it's not letting me do that? Oh, it's probably down here. That's right. I'm hosting down here. I got the host down here. All right. That's interesting. Moor. Add spotlight. All right. All right. So with that being said, maybe when I go change the title in post-production, I could be like, maybe we can talk about the toy stores, man. Like, let's see, when was Lionel Kitty City established? Like, that would be like really great to like Lionel Kitty City, right? Because, you know, I had spoke about that, right? Shout out to Brother Benjamin, right? I know the impromptu improv is, you know, what we where Brother Benjamin comes up with it, right? And we kind of just basically discussed it when I was thinking like, yo, you think we could talk about that, right? But I was just like making the suggestion, right? However, Lionel Kitty City, I think that's something that might have been only regional. We got to see if we can even find that online. Brother Sean, if you can find that, I'll let you, I'll stop my screen share so you can screen share, or either one, it doesn't matter. As far as, because you know, multiple screens can share. Let me stop this real quick so that, you know, everyone can see us or whatever. So with that being said, I was like, Lionel Kitty City, Toys R Us, KB Toy Store. There's a whole generation that's like not. I got some pictures I want to take, but I got to find some of these like components that I want to have in the picture, right? In the photograph. And I want to take some pictures that seem like I time traveled in many different regions and have it all pertaining to one topic, right? I'm telling you, when you see this one picture that I've had in mind for a minute, I can't wait to do it. I just have to make sure that I find these things intact that I want to be a part of the photo. It's like, bruh, can you imagine? Like, there's a whole generation that's not going to know what it's like to like go to the, like how people see Walmart now. That's how Lionel Kitty City and Toys R Us used to be, but full of freaking toys and games. And it was just, you could just tell it was just a different type of social engineering that was taking place, actually. I don't want you guys to actually think I'm taking seriously a lot of things that were utilized for social engineering. I'm just actually, you know, pointing out the fact that I actually recognize the different modes and different levels of things that are utilized to help mold the minds and interactions of, you know, the general public that may be unaware that they're under animal husbandry practices. So with that being said, it's like, hey, Lionel Kitty City, like there are some people that will only know about some new toy from either some advertisement on their tablet, maybe the flat screen television, or and if that's the case, they're watching maybe possibly something on YouTube of someone else's child playing with toys. There's a generation that's not going to get themselves pulled away from the shelf of a toy or like the display, like because there's almost no malls. You know, is the display hanging out front of the mall. Like well, not the mall, but like the store that's in the mall. Like say it's KB Toy Store, and they got like this like ball basket, like full of like the different type colors of kickballs that you would play kickball with back in the day or whatever. The Baden, like spell like BADEN, like the little red balls or whatever. They would have like purple and blue and yellow, right? and then you like, ooh, a ball, you want to go grab it, and your mom is like pulling you like, no, come on, let's go. You can't go to the toy store. Like, I'm telling you, there's a whole generation that's gonna miss that. Like by I am Brother Corey, right? Being manifested during 1404 Moorish calendar year, term 1984 Christian calendar year, right? As it's termed, the Constantinian Crusade Quar adjustment, according to Clock of Destiny. So with that being said, it's like, hey, Atari, I remember Atari. That's a game system pre-Nintendo, right? I remember getting a Nintendo. I was about 5 or 6 years old. Got my first Nintendo. So then I also remember getting my first Sega. I remember wanting a Sega CD. I remember going to my cousin's house for parties, right? And there would be a N64 room, a Sega CD room. No, actually, by that time, they still had the Sega CD, but I think my cousin also had Dreamcast. So there were different rooms in the house with different game systems. So we would just be like rotating, like it was like major like parties, cookouts, sleepovers type stuff, yo. Like I'm telling you, right? So I'm just thinking about all these different like, you know, because right now it's just basically PlayStation and Xbox, sort of kind of. Like I remember at one point in time, like it was a thing for you to go over someone's house and they had Neo Geo. And you'd be like, what? What's Neo? There was something else I think that Panasonic had came out with called Jaguar, I think, or something. Like there's so many different like game systems, toys, toy stores. I mean, there's things like from like our generation, like those of us that like, you know, grew up like 1980. 1984 is a very special type of energy because, and this is no disrespect to people manifested 1983 or 1985, or even if, you know, 82, 81, 80, 86, 88, 89. Something's very peculiar and just stand outish about 1984, actually. For me, when I actually just do my best to pull myself away from the actual experience that I've had and then just kind of look at things like, this is interesting. I'm noticing how we've experienced certain things. And then when I like, okay, so like when I talk to certain people from different places and they may have manifested like 1986, they don't kind of remember some of these things I'm talking about. So it kind of like, maybe it just lets me know like, okay, maybe I've been exposed to things a certain way, just a little different. But I remember when people was like, yo, I got the new Neo Geo. You like, what? How do you get the Neo Geo? You know what I mean? And then, but yeah, then again, I remember when I went over my cousin's house and the first time I ever saw a laser disc player. But a lot of people don't know that. A lot of people just went from like VHS to DVD. There was something in between that called laser disc. And they were as big as like 12. They were like a 12-inch vinyl, but it wasn't vinyl, but it was something that played movies. Like laser disc was like huge, right? So it's like, but this was like at my family. It's like when I was going to my family's house to have fun or whatever. That's more like that Sun in the Eighth House with Leo and the Rise, right? Going to a home away from home and enjoying yourself, vacationing. Mm-hmm. It's kind of that same energy that I'm even speaking on right now, sort of, right? So it's just like amazing, like how it is or whatever. So anyhow, I really was thinking about that. So, Brother Sean, what have you come up with? Sounds like you're doing a lot of clickety click, clickety click, clicking over there.
Islam, I'm just adding some finishing touches to this report. So I can proofread that and have that sent to you for a double proofread, and so I can get that to that magnificent brother that transacted for his mental magician.
Indeed. Islam. So that's what you got going on there. This is what I'm going to do here then. And I am going to was looking at that lecture. Let's see.
Foundations.
You're hilarious. So I am doing Lionel, not Richie. We're gonna do Lionel Kitty City, right? Was that just a line? Did I just say Lionel Kitty City commercial? Like, wow, right? Look at this. That's what I'm saying, man. I guess we got to do it. We got to do it, right? We got to do it, right? I guess we got to do it. Flashback Friday, Lionel Kitty City. Why not? Right? This is what I'm saying. It is stuff like this that there are people that are not going to experience this, right? Like, that's why I was like, you know how people are doing like mobile arcades? Like, there was a time you could go to the mall, go to Lionel Kitty City, or go afterwards, but you got a bunch of quarters. A quarter machine back in the day was like for laundry and the arcade. All right, like, I'm serious. So it's like, man, for there not to, you know what? Just gonna hit play. Maybe that's when they did that video, but let's get to the video already. Oh, are they just playing the words? Oh, look at that computer.
Man.
So yeah, that's something like, and I know people that have manifested before us. They were like, whoa, there were things when I was little and they don't exist anymore. And you don't even know the benefits and the wonders of when we used to go and slide with really big tubes down the waterfalls. Like, oh, hey, man, those waterfalls don't even exist anymore. They build condominiums there where the waterfalls used to exist. Like, damn. They built condominiums over top of where a waterfall was. Like, hold on, man. What's happening here? And that's just what I'm saying, like how, where I took my Kalima Shahada with the Nation of Islam, Muhammad's Temple of Islam, #1, under the Khalifa Islam, Emmanuel Abdullah Muhammad, from out of Shaka Moxon, right? They knocked down that whole block, man. Supreme Oasis, Muhammad's University, Sun's Chinese Carryout was also still in that block too. But Muhammad's Temple of Islam #1 was there. So out of 6 businesses, only 6 buildings, or 6 buildings being utilized, or that one large block with 6 different units being utilized. Only one was like Sun's Chinese Carryout, but everything else was Muhammad's Temple of Islam #1, like Moorish, Nation of Islam, Muhammad's Temple of Islam #1. So Supreme Oasis, it was the Carryout there, and then Muhammad's University, and then the Temple, and then the Pie Bakery and the Cake Bakery. All right. So yeah, man, that's what I'm saying. It's stuff like that, that I've had experience, and it's like, wow, man, that whole block's not even there anymore. It's a Family Dollar now. So it's like something that I've experienced, and that was a part of a time past, right? It's literally just a memory. And only the heads of those that are still in, cognizance, or actually knowing like what it is and what's going on, right? You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm thinking, like, we need to see like when Lionel Kitty City was established. That would be really freaking dope to like really see when it was established.
Unlike QuickBooks, NetSuite was built for multinational, multi-subsidiary companies.
Boom,
automated.
There we go.
If you're searching for something for your little girls and boys, and you're finding high prices but not finding toys, and you're sad and you're blue and your tire's running around, the Lionel Kitty City turned that frown upside down. You got selection, no prices too. Lionel Kitty prices and selection are among the best around. But Lionel Kitty City turned that round, upside down.
Right? That was your TikTok in the 80s. That's how you saw your ads then, all right? That's how you were influenced. So, mommy, daddy, I want to go to Lionel Kitty City, right? So it's like, when was Lionel Kitty City? Founded 1960. Let's look at this. Lionel Kitty City, the Lionel Toy Store. The Lionel Toy Stores were American, or they were American. Toy store chains under the ownership of Lionel Corp. Right? It ceased operations 1993. There are some people that are part of the 7-year star that wasn't even born yet, and Lionel Kitty City ceased to exist. So they didn't even manifest yet. Shout out to brother Terrell Tamari Day, right? Like, right? Like, whoa, bro, like, there's an experience that stopped before you even like manifested, bro. Like, that's horrible. Like, however, it's all corporate though, guys. We're not sitting here talking about, we want the corporation. No, I'm just saying, just look, 1960 it was founded. Hey, look, it had a 33-year run, right? Headquarters was Edison Corporation near the New Jersey State Republic, near Absegami, right? New Jerusalem. Had 29 locations by the time, I guess when it counted by 1993. Defunct July 1993, Lionel Kitty City and Playworld. 1990, Lionel Toy Warehouse. Fate was liquidation, type of business, publicly listed company, right? Lionel Kitty City. So it would be really good to see, like, maybe we could do like a brief type of chart. We would have to really find out what it is, but man, they're going in on their chapter 11 and all those things, man. Look at that. All right. Kitty City toy stores were started in the 1960s. By the early 1980s, Lionel operated 150 stores under the names Lionel Kitty City, Lionel Playworld, and Lionel Toy Warehouse, rebranded as Lionel Kitty City in 1990. Wow. He started calling it Lionel Baby Goat City. Lion L, right? Baby goat, right? So that's Leo and Capricorn, right? That's 150 degrees away from each other. So maybe that was bound to not happen. Maybe they should have just left it Lionel Toy Warehouse. Lionel's Play World. Yay! That would have been a much better keeping. For a time, it was the second largest toy store chain in the United States. Lionel ran into financial trouble during the 1980s recession and filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy in February 1982. After reducing itself in size to 55 stores, yikes, man, that's a 45 store loss. It emerged from bankruptcy in 1985. By 1991, the chain grew to 100 stores and was the fourth largest toy retailer in the country, but once again ran into trouble due to a combination of factors. In 1989, Robert I. Tulsi, or Tusi, all righty, LP, a partner, limited, is that a limited partner? A partnership of several retail executives attempted to buy the company. Lionel resisted, and the fight drained the company of cash. Goodness gracious. Meanwhile, non-specialty discount stores expanded their toy sections and undercut the prices of specialty toy chains. See? You see that? So now, remember when we was talking yesterday, Brother Sean, and I was like, yo, you know how you'll go to like Walmart or Target and there's a toy aisle? I said, imagine a whole Walmart or Target full of toys, though. That was our experience growing up. Lionel Kitty City, Toys R Us, that's what that was. And then we started noticing that it started getting smaller when you started seeing like Toys R Us in a mall, or KB Toy Store popped up and they were only in the malls. Some KBs were actually like warehouse size, but they were only near neighborhoods where people, had certain incomes. A lot of, very seldom did you catch a lot of these things near the so-called hoods, but they were, because as you can see, if we read further, they had something here near the Baltimore Corporation as we read further, right? So let's continue reading, right? Additionally, Lionel found it difficult to compete on price with the larger Toys R Us, and the chain attempted to expand too rapidly in a weakened economy. After several successive unprofitable quarters, it filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy on June 14, 1991. In 1992, Lionel attempted to reverse its fortunes by merging with the bankrupt Child World, the United States #3 toy retailer, but was unable to secure financing. By February 1993, Lionel had closed. Man, this is a lot of February stuff happening, man. So let's see. June 14th would have been Gemini. February would have been around, it could have been either Aquarius or Pisces. Had closed all but 29 stores. By February 1993, Lionel had closed all but 29 stores in 6 states, concentrating on the markets pertaining to where there's the hoods. Because I'm telling you, I'm talking about it. You see what I'm saying? So you already know what demographic they was targeting, right? Concentrating on the markets pertaining to Shakamoxon, Philadelphia, New Jerusalem, Central, New Jersey, here near Susquehannock territory, near the Baltimore Corporation, near the Potomac territory, near the Washington, D.C. Corporation, out there near the Cayuga territory, near the Cleveland, Ohio, the Cleveland Corporation, Ohio State Republic, and Atlanta Flowers, South Atlanta Flowers, near the Florida State Republic. Unable to reach an agreement for reorganization with its creditors, but during Gemini, on June 2nd, Lionel announced its intention to liquidate all of its stores and go out of business. The Lionel trademark was purchased by Richard, I guess that's Kuhn, right? Richard Kuhn, a real estate magnate who had bought the Lionel model train line from General Mills in 1986. Yeah, I think there's some history there, man. You know what I mean? Just to look at it, like, because when you think of like toys, right? What are toys? What house would that be? What planet would rule toys? Now, I know what it does in my head, because toys are early childhood development. So I would totally credit that to Gemini, to Mercury, to 3rd house. Toys are early childhood development. It's a way that things are communicated so that children can be able to learn. That's why you got things like little playhouse things for children to, when you're in pre-K. I remember growing up in pre-K, we had like little play ovens, little play refrigerators, little play stoves, little play cabinets, play, seasonings and pots and pans and stuff. So what that is, even though they're toys, they're communicating, strengthening our ability to respond. Responsibility. All righty?
And not to cut your wisdom, brother, could we use the sun as well for the creativity?
Correct. Sun could be creativity because it's children. So yes, I would also do that also, because it is recreation, early childhood development. So 3 and 5, and 5 is 3rd from 3rd. Lionel, right? That's 5. Lion, Leo, 5th sign in the zodiac. Yes, so the sun. 3rd from the early childhood development house, which is the 3rd house. And look how much happened in June for Lionel. In other words, look how much happened during Gemini. June 2nd, June 14th, all solar Geminian transit. Tropically speaking.
It'd be interesting to see if Saturn was like in the 7th or 11th, if we could get a chart together for when he went through all that action with those companies.
Yeah, it looks like, see, it's saying founded 1969, maybe because it was Lionel Kitty City is what it was called. Because look, it even says it like that it was in the 60s, it was Lionel Play World. So Kitty City toy stores were started in 1960. That's like if somebody said Moor Science Temple of America started in 1913. Well, actually, it's Old Canaanite Temple that was established by Prophet Noble Drew Ali in 1913. Right. So that's kind of what we're even seeing here. It's like, oh, it said 1960, but why say 69 right there? It's like, hold on, wait 1 second. Let's just pump our brakes and just see where we can, kind of look at it from there, from the perspective pertaining to, all right, let's see how we could just basically look at it like, all right, well, we got a year here. We definitely got a year. But it doesn't really give you like a month when it started. It just tells you, yeah, in the 60s. All right. Can I get a date? You know what I mean? Like, can I get a full date, please, on Lionel Kitty City? If you don't mind, like, when was it first publicly traded? Because that's the chart we want. We want the chart when it was first publicly traded. When was Lionel Kitty City? Maybe I should type that. Maybe I should type, when was Lionel Toys first publicly traded, right? Publicly traded. Let's see. Lionel Corporation. Is it going to take me back to the same Wikipedia we were just on? Maybe not. I don't know. Oh, there's that electric train thing that's popping up there again, like we just heard about. Joshua Lionel Cohen is showing up again. Lionel Corporation was an American toy manufacturer and holding company. Hey. Impound. They were in their day. Like all so-called car dealerships, they're just impound lots. They're all impound lots. That's why it's best to just find out who's managing, orders at a so-called land conveyance dealership. That's what they call it, but it's the impound lot. And just, get MCO. You know how you like your fries fresh? That's how you should get all your stuff. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. So give me 1 second. So, all right, got that taken care of. So Lionel, right, guys? All right, moving forward, right? And then let me see. I'm gonna make sure I'm not ignoring anyone in the chat here. If there's even anyone in the chat, let me see. I'm not sure because I know it's Friday. It's a great day outside, man. The sun's in the 8th house. I'm not expecting people really probably catch this till later, actually. However, with that being said, all right, whatever that one being is, right? This might just be me. And anyway, we're looking at the Lionel Corporation, right? With that being said, Lionel Corporation was an American toy manufacturer and holding company of retailers that had been in business, for over 120 years. It was founded as an electrical novelties company. So they were just basically making like robots, I guess. Right? Can we say that they were making little, electric trains and stuff? So aren't they making robots then? sort of, kind of. Lionel specialized in various products throughout its existence. Toy trains, model railroads were its main claim to fame. Lionel trains have been produced since 1900s, and their trains drew admiration from model railroaders around the world for the solidity of their construction and authenticity of their detail. During its peak years in the 1950s, the company sold 25 million units worth of trains per year.
Booming.
Hey, yo. People really love their trains in the 50s. In 2006, Lionel's electric train became the first electric toy inducted into the National Toy Hall of Fame. In 1969, they sold their model train lines to General Mills, but continued to operate until 1993 as a holding company for their toy stores. Its model trains are still in production as a separate company. We're not gonna put all our eggs in one basket, they said. All right. So with that being said, I still didn't get a straight answer. What date do we got? Hold on. The original Lionel Corporation was founded in 1900 by Joshua Lionel Cohen and Harry C. Grant in New York City. All right, so need a New York City corporation. The company's devotees disagree over the date of incorporation. Oh, well, thank you. That really helps the astrologers now. But when was it first publicly traded is really what I'm interested in. As the official paperwork gives a date of September 5th, but the paperwork was not filed until September 22nd. Okay, so y'all had the meeting, y'all had the inception on the 25th, right? Y'all, it was like a date, right? On the 5th, and then there was the consummation of that union on the 22nd, right? Just 17 days later, right? More than 2 weeks later, right? Because that's what I just said, 17 days later. The company specialized in electrical novelties such as fans and lighting devices. Pre-war era, it was historically thought that Lionel's first train, the Electric Express, was not intended for sale to consumers, but rather as a storefront display. I just made this storefront display, man, just so it'd be cool for your storefront. But now I'm going to sell 25 million notes worth of it in the 50s. Like, what is that, man? Like, amazing, right? 25. What were they doing with their finances then? All right. Okay. Anyway. Delivered in December 1900, it operated on a brass track and was powered by a battery and a motor Cohen originally intended to use in an electric fan. Cohen hoped to use the public's fascination with railroads and electricity to capture the public's attention and direct it to the goods for sale. I guess so. You might as well. Oh, y'all like trains and electric? Well, shit, man. What's sell an electric train? Like this what they like? Okay, well, let me just make some more of this. Hey man, we got trains over here. You want to copy this electrical train? You like electrical trains? Well, we got electrical trains over here. Like that's kind of like how it sounds to me. Members pertaining to the public started approaching store owners about buying the trains instead, prompting Lionel to begin making toy trains for the general public. Might as well. So there's a demand for it now. Right, Lionel ended up selling 12 examples of the 12. That's a Zodiacal of the Electric Express. Recently, however, in 2014, edition of Greenberg's Guide to Lionel Train Standard 2 7/8 inch gauges has concluded that the first Lionel product was the motorized converse trolley. with the electric express being made to diversify the motor's use. Lionel's earliest trains were, so in other words, they was just saying, yo, this fan ain't, this motor ain't work on this fan that I intended to work on, so I'm just going, you know what I mean? Whatever, I'm just going, you know what I mean, make a little train. I don't want to throw away this motor, but you know what I mean? It almost seems like he wasn't taking it that seriously from the more we read this Wikipedia. However, you got to trust Wikipedia with a grain of salt. You can't really, anybody can type this stuff, right? But we're just kind of going over it, so we just got to get like a feel for it and discern what may be going on here, right? Lionel's earliest trains were larger than the sizes commonly available today, running on two rail tracks with the rails 2 7/8 inches apart. In 1906, Lionel began offering a 3-rail track that simplified wiring of reverse loops and accessories. Its outer rails were 2 1/8 inches apart, 2 1/8 inches apart, which did not match any of the existing standards that other manufacturers had been using since 1891. Whether this was an accidental misreading of Markland's 2-gauge specifications or an intentional incompatibility is unclear, but Lionel marketed this non-standard track as the standard of the world. That's funny. He so did hip hop. He did hip hop with trains, with toy trains. Yo, their trains ain't that. Yo, their trains cap over there. These trains right here, yeah, these trains lit right here. This official tissue right here.
Right here.
Yo, this is where you get your trains from. Like what? And soon adopted the name in its catalogs as standard gauge. Wow. And trademarked the name. Yo. That's funny. I don't care what you say. That's hilarious. That's hilarious, right? That's, you know, Claire proclaiming nationality. That's what it sounded like. It sounded like they was expressing themselves, being themselves, expressing themselves through their own literature. That was a very national move there. Lionel, touche. When other U.S. companies began using Lionel standards. Yo, hold on, time out. Since 1891, everybody been using a certain standard. Then my man go and publish something, and then everybody like, man, we gonna use that. Like that, like, wow, that is major.
So is that how we're bringing the astrology now? Everybody's got to straighten up, tighten up.
You know what I mean? 100 monkey theory, man. 100 monkey theory. I'm just saying. All right. They usually called it wide gauge. Starting in 1950, Lionel followed most of its U.S. competitors and adopted the smaller O gauge standard for its budget level trains. So in other words, people that couldn't afford the trains that they was putting out, and they didn't want them people to feel left out or start boycotting their business. So they was like, yo, we gonna make the economy size for the man that can't afford this one. His family deserves some type of train, so let's just make it smaller. Call it the O gauge. So you guys can finish checking out that history pertaining to Lionel, toys. I just really wanted to see what we could get. So it's just looking like maybe, just maybe, maybe we could work with that September 22nd, man. Maybe we could work with that. I don't know. I don't know. But first train was not intended for sale, right? This way, delivered in December 1900. Okay, delivered in December. So they do all this incorporating in September. So do they make their first sale then in December? So it's like we're really working between like Virgo and Sagittarius here, man. Like literally, Virgo and Sagittarius is kind of what we're working with here. Seems like the most solid thing we could probably work with is just midpoint from September 5th, September 22nd, and December 1900, and just use September 22nd, 1900 at noon. That'll probably be our best bet for right now.
They stingy with the details over here.
Yeah, it's kind of wild. But I mean, at least we're tracking it down, going through our little research techniques of how we kind of like look for things or whatever, which would be like pretty cool. But I'm just saying, it's like, wow, like, come on, man, we're really tracking that down. But that's okay. So September, right? September 22nd, 1900. Now let's look at Toys R Us, right? Toys R Us, go. We'll probably get things a little more solid for them. See, June. At least I get a June 1957 here. Looky, Astro Cookie. Right? Toys R Us is an American. Really, there's a lot of things that are, so-called the original beings here. Copper Tone people is there? Obviously is, because seems like these people are only holding companies. What are they holding? Because it's not theirs, obviously. Seems like they're holding things in trust. Toys R Us is an American toy, clothing, and baby product retailer owned by True Kids. Oh, True Baby Goats, Inc. True Baby Goats Incorporated. And various others. and various others. The company was founded in 1957. Its first store was built in April 1948. That's 9 years before the company was founded. So, yeah, we built our first store 9 years before we were founded. With its headquarters located in Parsippany Troy Hills Corporation, New Jerusalem, right? New Jersey State Republic, right? In the New York metropolitan area. All righty. Founded, right? Founded. Subsidiaries, Toys R Us Canada, FAO Schwartz, and more, right? Hey man, y'all couldn't throw Lionel a bone, man. Like, y'all couldn't sign a deal, you know what I mean? It's like,
no, we can't get that man nothing.
Right? So with that being said, I'm just thinking to myself, like, okay, let's have some fun. Let's see. I don't know if many people may even remember Toys R Us, right? So let's see. Do we have some videos of Toys R Us? Like, let's see. Do we have some Toys R Us?
My timeline now with the Toys R Us. Early 90s, baby.
Whoa. Hold it.
Oh man, I got the Hot Wheels.
Hold it. No, I think that's a big wheel.
I mean, my bad. Big wheel.
Yeah, that's a straight
one of them joints.
Big wheel.
I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid. They got a million toys and Toys R Us that I can play with. I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid. They got the best for so much less. You really flip your lid. From bikes to trains to video games, it's the biggest toy store there is. Gee whiz. I don't want to grow up, because baby, if I did, I couldn't be a Toys R Us kid.
Whoa, that's Urkel.
Oh boy.
You saw that? That was Urkel.
Yeah.
That was straight Urkel, bro. Hold up. We ain't about to let that slide. That was Urkel.
Yes, sir.
That's Urkel. That's straight Urkel right there, bro. That's Jaleel White right there, bro. All day, Jaleel White. Look at that.
Man, I was trying to hide that.
That's amazing, bro. Like, I caught that. Like, whoa, hold on. That's Jaleel White right there, bro. I ain't about to let that slide. That's everybody's favorite next door neighbor intellectual. Stephen Q. Urkel, Stefan Urkel, right? So anyway, this is what I'm saying, man. There's an energy that there are going to be children that do not comprehend this energy, right? Because I think about, when we come across a lot of people that we do astrology with, and a lot of times I just think about the mindset that people may have, right? And you got to think about the different things that have shaped people's mindsets and their experiences and things of that nature, because they are ultimately a sum of all of their experiences by the time they come to you or me, Brother Sean, or Brother Terrell, or Brother Benjamin, or Brother Corey, however that may be, whether it's the smallest question or a mirror session, right? I didn't mean for that to rhyme. Whether it's the smallest question or a mirror session, I promise I did not mean for that to rhyme, but Astro bars. All right, anyway, Toys R Us, right? For the Canadian retailer, see, Toys R Us, Canada. All right, anyway, Toys R Us is an American toy clothing, and we already read that, right? While originally considered a category killer, wow. So wow. It was like if Toys R Us is on the scene when it comes to toys, it's like can't nobody stand that. So is that what happened? Toys R Us? It
was get down or lay down.
It was. I tried to say it a little sweeter than that, but basically that's what I mean. So, well put, Brother Sean. Like,
you see, you're gonna get with Toys R Us. Either you're gonna get down with Toys R Us, or you're gonna lay down.
It's the biggest toy store there is. G Wiz. like stuff, yeah. I'm just saying, like, it's kind of funny when we have fun by doing this type stuff, guys. But I mean, what we're also doing is just showing you guys, like, look, man, like you can kind of just like look at this research, man, and then do some astrology on this thing, and then just trace their biography sometimes, and just look at the astrology as it's happening, man, especially Zodiacal releasing, right? While originally considered a category killer, Toys R Us just drops the mic. Is the category about toys? You know what? Toys R Us gonna come through and kill the whole show, right? You know that, right? It's like Toys R Us is like the Jay-Z of toys or something. Is that what you're saying? Right? Who kills it? Jay-Z, Eminem? Well, let Eminem tell it. Redman would be the category killer, right? Anyway, it's like the LeBron James of toys here. While originally considered a category killer, every time I read that, I can't help but to chuckle just a little. The rise pertaining to mass merchants and online retailers cost Toys R Us its share of the toy market. Oh, Ryan, how dare you with your YouTube presentation and playing with your toys, Ryan? How dare you? I'm kidding. I'm just serious. The company filed for bankruptcy in 2017 and 2018, closing all of its its capital US, British and Australian locations, with the last, goodness gracious, Jeff Bezos, with the last US capital US, all right? I'm not gonna say US, I'm gonna say capital US stores closing in 2021. Yikes. Woo! At least I had a longer run than Lionel. Lionel had a national title, Lion-L. Operations in other international markets such as Asia and Africa were less affected. But chains in Canada, parts of Europe and Asia were eventually sold to third parties. In August 2021, WHP Global announced that Toys R Us would be opening over 400 stores within Macy's starting in 2022. Wow. In December 2021, WHP announced they will be opening a Toys R Us location near the New Jersey State Republic at the American Dream Mall. Looky, Astro Cookie. See what I was just saying about there's an experience that children might not have, they're just not going to have. But look, there's hope. You can go to the American Dream Mall near the New Jersey State Republic and get that 1980s experience in 2022.
Better go, better mark your calendars.
Find the big wheel and ride it down the aisle. I'm serious, because then it won't be a real experience. Like me. Huh?
That'd be me.
I know, right? I would trust me. Trying to tell you, man, they should still make big wheels for older people because they're kind of fun. You know what I mean? Like, seriously. It's like, hold on, is this a grown person big wheel? I'm telling you, watch. By the sound of my voice, I bet you there will be big wheel clubs. Like how they got like motorcycle clubs, scooter clubs. Do you think there are going to be grown beings pedaling a modified tricycle? I say yes. Yes,
sir.
And it's going to be popular. Watch.
Look at them riding hoverboards now, you know?
See, yo, people gonna be on big wheels, bro. Like they're gonna literally be, it's like, yo, that's gonna be you think Lionel's trains went ham in the 50s? Somebody go out there and manufacture the big wheels and send me 10% for the idea. You're welcome. You know what I mean? Because 10% of 25 million a year we can do a lot in uplifting fallen humanity with that.
You give me 10%, I'll do your graphics and marketing.
Like Brother Shaw said, he'll do your graphics and marketing. I'll make sure we can do what we do and make sure we put finances in the right place to help, other, Moorish Americans are out here, other beings that are doing good. All right. So yeah, just wanted to just kind of bring that up, man. But do we have a date though? We did get, hold on, man. Founded April 1948. Right? As Children's Supermart, June 1957, 64 years ago, as Toys R Us. Okay, so it corrected its name. It went from Children's Mart, and then it declared and proclaimed its nationality and became Toys R Us. Sort of. It declared and proclaimed its toy nationality and became Toys R Us.
It's National Toy Soul.
Right? Charles Lazarus is the founder. Interesting. Lazarus Saturday is right before Easter Sunday. Right? Lazarus is who was resurrected. Look at that. It was defunct the same day I started my first astrology 101 workshop. Remember when I just posted that video on
flyer?
My first video flyer, and that was, which is 2 years after Prince Rogers Nelson transition, the artist Prince, So 2 years after he transitioned, and I didn't really know that until after looking in hindsight. So even looking right now, because every time I see April 21st, 2018, I'm always thinking, well, that's when I did my first workshop. You know what I mean? In special appearance, 14 people were actually there and he showed up, We fed people. I fed people out of my, out of the tuition or whatever. So I made sure, because I'm telling you, my live workshops, woo, that's all I can say, man. It's amazing, man. That's why I said we're gonna, properly and effectively, in order and in honor, plan. We're gonna make some plans, man. So you guys either come to us or we'll come to you, right? Do a workshop tour. Anyhow, that was 3 years ago. Right, it was defunct. It says in Germany, Austria, and Switzerland, taken over by Smiths or Smythes, right? And rebranded April 24, 3 days later, right? 2018. Ooh, they moved that paperwork fast. 3 years ago in the United Kingdom, August 5th, 2018, and 3 years ago in Australia, June 19th, 2019. 2 years ago in France. Man, they move like the United States corporations, United States Service Corporation. when they dissolve and then they register somewhere else on the planet to try to keep up the charade. Fate, Chapter 11 bankruptcy. Headquarters was 5 Wood Hollow Road. Hollow Wood, right? Wood Hollow Road. Parsippany Troy's Hills Corporation near New Jerusalem, New Jersey State Republic. Very interesting. Owner, True Kids Incorporated. True Baby Goats. Branding in United States operation. Doug Putman for Canada. Muy interesante. So what do we think we can use here? Let's look at the origins. In April, so what do you mean April? Is it Aries of Taurus? Charles P. Lazarus founded a baby furniture retailer, Children's Bargain Town in Washington, D.C. Washington, D.C. Corporation. During the post-war baby boom. It was acquired in 1966 by Interstate Department Stores Incorporated. The focus pertaining to the store change in June 1957 and the first Toys R Us, dedicated exclusively to toys rather than furniture, was opened by Lazarus in Rockville, Maryland. Okay, that's down the road. Rockville Corporation, Maryland State Republic. That's just down the road from here, right? Lazarus also designed and stylized the Toys R Us logo, which featured a backwards R to give the impression that a child wrote it. Oh, a teeny. Maybe not. Maybe not. That's why he put it like that. But anyway. See, that was going to the 21st century. I don't kind of want to know all of that. See, this stuff would be good that's further once we go into the chart, you know what I mean? And look at the different things, you know, as we're analyzing the progressions and the, you know, things of that nature. When we go back and just see how things progress and the transits at certain times or whatever, right? So with that being said, it's like, okay, so it looks like June 1957, it looks like we can rock with for Rockville. Well, at least we got a place near the Rockville Corporation, Maryland State Republic. We just don't have a date, man. We don't have like a day. Like it's just saying June 19. So do we just pick the middle like we would do? Like, okay, so just pick June 15th. June 15th, 1957, near the Rockville Corporation, Maryland State Republic at 12 noon. All righty. It kind of bites though. See what's up with Charles P. Lazarus. Wow, he just transitioned too, bro. Right before. So it's like after he transitioned, man, that's when they started doing what they was doing in April. Just a moon cycle after he transitioned.
Wow.
And he's a Libra. Ashkenazi. Son of Frank and Phoebe. Interessante. Yeah, man, this would be good to kind of go in. But you know me, I wasn't trying to go too deep, bro, in that. So guess what? You know what's next, right? KB Toy Store.
Come on, KB, come through for us, man.
So we got September 22nd, right? 1900 for Lionel. June 15th, 1957, with a question mark superscript after the 15th. 1957 for, and near the Rockville Corporation, Maryland State Republic, for Toys R Us. And now KB Toys, looky, Astro Cookie. And it was specifically a mall company, right? But if I can remember, I think there was a KB Toy outlet, which was like a warehouse version of KB Toys. KB Toys was an American, hey, there's all these American toy chains of mall-based retail stores. The company was founded in 1922. Really? As Kaufman Brothers. Oh, that's what the KB stands for. Kaufman Brothers. All righty. Sounds like more Ashkenazis than me. Well, let's see. No offense, just being truthful. As Kaufman Brothers, a wholesale candy store. Oh, they were doing candy, then they did toys. Let me find out. It's like, wow. The company opened a wholesale toy store in 1946. That's 24 years later. And ended its candy wholesales 2 years later. I guess so. And then that marks around the time that the so-called nation of Israel becomes a so-called nation in 1948. Right? Pardon me, guys. I'm about to get my munch on as I'm speaking with you guys. It's Impromptu Improv. Remember, we can sit here and snack as we go along. Some sea salt, crunchy chickpeas, yummity yum yum, yummity yums, right? Anyhow, let's continue. Hey, look. We actually have a date, bro. And it's coming up on their anniversary from when they were founded. Look at that, and we have a place. We just don't have a time. However, we could set it for noon.
That ain't no problem. What's in the church say that ain't no problem.
You see that? So, April 1st, 1922, near the Pittsfield Corporation, Massachusetts Commonwealth, Massachusetts Bay Commonwealth. All right. Joseph and Harry Kaufman. Looky. KB Toys, also known as KB Toys, was an American chain of mall-based retail toy stores. The company was founded in 1922 in Kaufman Brothers, a wholesale candy store. The company opened a wholesale store in 1946, which obviously is 24 years after the company was founded, and ended its candy wholesales 2 years later in 1948 when Israel becomes the so-called nation of Israel, to focus entirely on the toy industry. So it's like, man, we gotta stop this candy so we can really focus on toys, because that's the wave of the future, baby. They're getting all health conscious. They don't want their babies eating this sugar no more, man. We gotta find something else.
We gotta move on up like the Jeffersons. We gotta go from candy to toys.
Candy's the gateway entrepreneurial product.
The gateway hustle move.
It's the gateway entrepreneurial product. All right. So here we go. All right, pardon me, I'm still munching. I just grabbed the granola. So bear with me, you guys. All right, so with that being said, before you know it, I'm about to go grab the almonds and cashews and pistachios. With that being said, retail sales began in the 1970s under the name, okay, that's when retail sales begin. So that's kind of what I, because like I said, the best way to find out the best chart for a company is like, especially if it's basically like, man, when did somebody first transact with you for your service or product? When did that happen? That's the date I want. I want the date of the receipt of the first transaction. Because now I definitely have a time, a date, and a place. You out there, and you want to get a reading from the 7 Hill Star astrology firm pertaining to see how well your business is going to go, you want to cast a chart on your business, please know the first day you made a transaction. Know the first day that you made, know the day that you made your first transaction. You should have that actually documented somewhere. And then you have a chart cast on that. Continuing now. In 1999, right? The company operated 1,324 stores from 1,324 stores across the United States, across Northwest of Maxim, across the North Gate. Because, we got to qualify, because we the people of the United States is different from the United States of America, which is a service corporation. Right? So that's why I just said, they had 1,324 stores here on the land, the hub of civilization, termed the North Gate here at Northwest of Maxim, North Gate Cosmological. And was the second largest toy retailer in the U.S. The second. But it later declared, because we already know who the category killer was. But it later declared bankruptcy in
category killer.
But it later declared bankruptcy in both 2004 and 2008. Before going out of business on February 9th, 2009, the company operated 461 stores at the time of its closure. International retailer Toys R Us acquired the remains. Hold up, man. But why can't you do that with Lionel? It was that beef with Lionel.
Pick up the pieces.
It was that beef with Lionel because Lionel started before all of them. That's what it looked like. Lionel, it started before all of them. It's like, man, you know what, man? I work for Lionel, man. I'm gonna start my own toy store. It's like, we stop, yo. But we're gonna have all the women coming in our toy store making sure their children got trains. So let me stop.
Real.
As a matter of fact, I think we should have like a display of little conductor hats. Yo, because you got to think, at this time, these people are marketing geniuses. Because they don't have people that have a device in their hand and are inundated with different advertisements all the time. So they get to play on the people's imagination a lot more. Because the people who don't have these audio visual images hitting their eyes and ears as much, they're actually walking on the sidewalk and actually interacting and encountering the actual brick and mortar storefront property. It's not a metaverse situation. It's right there. And no disrespect, I'm just giving you comparison. even though the principle is metaverse, period, then and now. The principle is clearly metaverse because it's social engineering. Hey, we're a holding company, and we're holding on to things that are products that are made from materials that we took from the natives that are the true possessors of the materials. From the indigenous, the Aboriginal indigenous, right? And anybody want to challenge me on any terminologies that I use, please feel free to be a loving brother or a loving mother. Reach out to me and assist me with making any corrections that you think I need to make. And just be prepared to have a healthy conversation with me, and probably me pointing out to you in the long run where you're misperceiving the situation, unless I really say, oh, okay, I see how I did that wrong. But I'm going to stick with saying Aboriginal for right now. Wise man changes his mind often, though. And I like being clean. All righty. History. Brothers Harry and Joseph Kaufman originally opened a wholesale candy store, Kaufman Brothers, in Pittsfield Corporation, Massachusetts Bay, Commonwealth. On April 1st, 1922, during the 1940s, the brothers acquired a wholesale toy company. They acquired a wholesale toy company from a candy client. Hey, yo, can you imagine? You're just trying to sell some fucking candy and somebody's like, hey, yo, I can't pay for the lollipops, yo. Can you want my toy store? Hey, man, y'all candy so good, man. I was hoping, like, man, I give you my toy store for for a lollipop. I'm just saying, that's, guys, it's kind of how I just kind of make things in my head, just to have some fun. Anyway, during the 1940s,
wait for a lollipop.
Look, the brothers acquired a wholesale. Look, Brother Sean, look, the brothers acquired a wholesale toy company from a candy client who owed them money for us. Like, hey, man, you need to pay your candy debt. We done held your tab for 90 days, bro. You are a whole $1.50 behind. This is the 20s. Oh my God. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't care if y'all don't laugh. This is funny right here. I love going back in the history and really reading the climate of what really occurred back then. Because some of this stuff be hilarious, bro. And like, oh, you ain't got my bread on that candy? Run that toy company. I am not promoting violence. I am only being comical in my own mind so that I cannot look at history and I cannot look at history and law in a boring fashion. This is why I know what I know, how I know, guys. This is why I have 4 magnificent bros along with me in this astrological journey, in this astro-civic journey, right? Pertaining to honoring our ancient foremothers and forefathers so that our days may be long upon the earth land, honoring Prophet Noble Drew Ali, all righty, honoring and being further inspired also, not only by Prophet Noble Drew Ali, but Charles Mosley Bay, guys. This is what we do. We enjoy being ourselves, right? We're not lamenting being ourselves. We have no melancholy approach to studying ourselves, all righty? So yeah, so at times, like when I look at these things and I look at the climate of things, man, I think it's hilarious, right? And like I said, guys, I'll redo the title. I'll save this title for next Friday. But like I said, brother, Senior Jackson Bey had a little emergency where he knew his time was around 3:40. He wasn't going to be able to come in. But this is great that we're, you guys are kicking it with me and Brother Sean right here or whatever. But I just wanted to just bring this up, man, and just kind of think of some things that we don't look into. I enjoyed Lionel Kitty City and Toys R Us and KB Toy Store, but I never did the history on it. I never thought, let me research it, get some dates and cast some charts on some of the favorite places I used to love to go. You know what I mean? And can just see what's there and what energy is going on, right? And so that's what we're doing here, guys. And we're trusting also that we're giving a lot of our beloved Moorish American nationals out there and all others that are Moorish subjects or subjects under Moorish law, you know who you are, right? Our sons and daughters, that you actually have a means and a protocol that's peaceably general, and how, go about just, researching some things and being able to do an effective research paper, so to speak, according to how we do here at 70ostar.com, because we certified ourselves based on us being national, following instructions provided by Prophet Noble Drew Ali. All right. Around these times that we're looking at, right? These teens and 20s pertaining to the 20th century, the 1900s. All right. So after they, shook their client down for their toys, I'm kidding. It's a shakedown. No, I'm joking. Run me my toys. Anyway, on September 21st.
Down toys.
I know, right? Please don't burn down my toy store. It's all I have. Well, make us partners then. You can have it. All right, I'm going to stop. On September 21st, 1946, all right, Kaufman Brothers opened a wholesale toy store. It's funny because Lionel was September 22nd, 1900, right? Look at that. 46 years later from that. Kaufman Brothers opened a wholesale toy store at 70 Columbus Avenue near the Pittsfield Corporation, marking the company's entry into the wholesale toy industry. In 1948, Kaufman Brothers Incorporated, that's what the INC period is denoting there, ended its involvement in the candy business to focus entirely on the toy business, which was thriving by that time. In 1973, the company ended its toy wholesaling to become a shopping mall. So they was the plug, and then they became runners. Like they were wholesalers and they became retailers. Like, are you serious? In 1973, the company ended its toy wholesaling to become a shopping mall-based toy retailer known as KB Toy and Hobby, with KB named after the initials in Kaufman Brothers. The company had 26 stores at the time. In 1977, the company name changed to KB Toy and Hobby Shops Incorporated. By 1979, the company was based in Lee Corporation, near the Lee Corporation, Massachusetts Bay Commonwealth. The company opened 40 new stores during that year and stated that it was the nation's fastest growing toy store chain, with 170 locations across the Midwestern and Eastern Northgate areas. Right? So yeah, guys, it's had a few ownership changes and things like that, like a few M's going on in there too. A few M's being made and exchanged, right? So, wow, even AOL was in on it. KB Kids website, like, And KB would have been a little bit more innovative and forward with things, because I remember when PlayStation first came out, when I first saw PlayStation, I was at a KB toy store, if not at Blockbuster Video. But I know that once PlayStation dropped and they used to do the Madden football challenges, the PlayStation video game Madden football challenge at Blockbuster Video. See, that's something else that people won't know. See, watch this. Let me see if I can find that.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find that Madden challenge, right? at Blockbuster Video. Let's
Shot
see.
through a potato.
See, man, I want to see how far this can go back. Madden 18. See, man, no, I'm talking about, boy, I wish they could go way back. You know what I'm saying? The summer blockbuster challenges, you're like, nah, bro, but we need to go back to like the 90s, the late 90s, early 2000s. You know what I mean? When people was, you know what I mean? Trying to tell you.
Man, back when the library is popping with the video games too. Man.
Let me see. Let's see what's going on here.
Peace and love. I'm a yield, bro.
Yeah, man. I'm about to finish this one too, man. But go on, do your thing, man. I know you about to get the serving them tables. Go on, enjoy yourself. Indeed, beloved brother. Islam, peace and love.
Peace, Islam, and check your email as well in the chat too. Islam.
All right, Islam, beloved brother. So the Gamers Temple. How is it that I come to the Gamers Temple, right? It's just amazing, all right? The Gamers Temple. All right, well, yeah, talking about that Madden challenge, guys. It used to take place at, Blockbuster Video, man. You would actually go and like compete to see how far you could get in playing Madden. You would play against other people or whatever. It would be like a tournament, whatever. You try to make your way all the way up the ladder. You know what I mean? It's like, man, it was just amazing, back in the day, man. Like, seriously. But I just wanted to see if you guys could really see that moment back then, man. Like, seriously. And I don't know if you guys will ever catch that, man, but let me see if I can do it at Blockbuster Video stores, and then I'm going to yield, guys. I'm going to yield the floor, right? But yeah, that's why I was thinking, like, wow. I don't even think this is it, man. Like, seriously, because I know what I would be looking for. Yeah, that's not. They're talking about Blockbuster, like busting blocks. You're picking like a player or things like that. Nah, I'm talking about Blockbuster Video, when people used to sign up for the Madden challenge, like how it used to be in arcades back in, like, when the arcades died down, Blockbuster tried to like revive that. Like, seriously, by having the Madden challenge, guys. I'm telling you. Before, online gaming and you could stream your games had happened. I'm just saying, guys, like, this is the history. Just some things for us to look at. So I'm glad this video is how it is. Let me stop the screen share, guys. And come on back. All righty. I like to thank you for joining me this impromptu improv, guys. And it really went great. Even though, like I said, guys, I thought we were going to have Senior Jackson Bey. And thank you for your patience in advance. And Senior Bey, I thank you for your patience also, because he said just, he's going to reschedule. And I'll see if it's for next cycle or whatever. And who could come through also. They was like, maybe not the best time for them either. However, I already had in my mind the idea, like when I had spoken earlier about it to Brother Benjamin. And I was like, Brother Benjamin, I think I want to go in on toy stores, man, just a little bit or whatever. You know what I mean? It's just kind of, let's look at them or whatever. And I'm going to go and look at, I'm going to put these charts in my database. I really am going to put these charts in my database and just kind of see what I see pertaining to Toys R Us, Lionel Kitty City, Toys R Us, and KB Toy Store. And it's interesting how I went in order, and I didn't know what their manifestation dates was. I didn't know Lionel was the oldest one dealing with the trains. Sort of, kind of, but I really didn't. But my spirit told me, do it in order. Lionel Kitty City, Toys R Us, and KB Toy Store, because that's just kind of how I remembered it. Because sort of like I remember Lionel Kitty City, because one of my family members used to actually, exchange their time for compensation in. They used to work there, right? So I think I kind of just remembered that was just the early thing for me. You know what I mean? When family member had to get picked up from work, and we're picking them up from Lionel Kitty City. You know what I mean? So that's kind of how I remembered it. And then I remember Lionel Kitty City when their warehouse near Route 40 West, right, had shut down, it became a Toys R Us, right? That's what I realized. Lionel Kitty City became a Toys R Us, actually. I think, but you see how maybe if we would have read more, we would have saw something about Toys R Us, you know, transacting for some Lionel Kitty City stuff. But I just didn't see it though, or whatever. But I'm glad we had this conversation. I'm glad we had this talk, guys. If there are any comments, questions, and or suggestions, guys, you can put it in the chat down there or whatever, guys. Make sure, guys, you schedule your readings with us, your Astro Literacy courses or sessions, right? I know you guys say readings or whatever. However, we make our own standard. This is now the standard. 7 Hill Star is the standard. It is. I'm serious. It's the standard. So with that being said, right? Yeah, we're like Alcabetius and Regiomontanus, right? Stop. No, one is the rational method, one is the standard method between Regiomontanus and Alcabetius, so to speak, right? So anyway, with that being said, talking astrological house systems here. So, however, with that being said, guys, I'd like to thank you for joining me. You all enjoy a beautiful, beautiful, holy space Venus degree. All righty. And you have a wonderful and amazing, right? Graceful and productive cycle. All the praise is due to balance. And again, honest to, and yes, we are inspired by Prophet Noble Drew Ali, and in my heart, Khalif Charles Mosley Bey. All righty. Namaste to you all. Islam, Islam, Islam.